Chapter 89. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Uchiha Manye knew exactly what Uchiha Obito was planning. He had also seen the stone tablet tampered with by Black Zetsu in the Uchiha Forbidden Area. Obito was now trying to figure out how to lure Itachi to the Forbidden Area. The stone tablet said that the Uchiha clan was a cursed clan, and that if they wanted to obtain the ultimate power, they had to have blood relatives and stain their hands with the blood of their loved ones. This nonsense, in the normal world, anyone with a little bit of brains would not believe it, but this is the ninja world. There are all kinds of messed up blood boundaries, and the ways to open them are also strange, compared to the Uchiha clan's Mangekyo that sacrifices their parents. Uchiha Manye got the blood information from Danzo's No. 3 laboratory. Some of the more bizarre and weird bloodstains required sacrificing oneself, and dying first before rebirth, during the Warring States period, in order to pursue more powerful power. The second-generation research manuscripts of various ninja families recorded too many 97 operations, which could be called crazy operations, to open the Mangekyo Sharingan. You can't just kill your loved ones. Without unforgettable emotional fluctuations, the spiritual power cannot reach the height of opening. Even if the whole clan is slaughtered, it will not work. People who can regard their loved ones as grass are born without the talent to open the Mangekyo Sharingan. It is because of the depth of love that one can hate deeply. This is the case with Madara, Obito, Shisui, and the future brothers Uchiha Itachi and Sasuke. This method, which is wrong from the source, is still pursued by those crazy people in the Uchiha clan, trying to reproduce the Warring States period for power. These people can do anything. Perhaps there are probably quite a few people who have done it, but did they succeed? Far from it. Uchiha Fugaku, who hated the ancestors and elders of the clan and fell to the current level, has gone further than them. If nothing unexpected happens, Uchiha Fugaku should have opened the Mangekyo Sharingan by now. Fugaku's love for Uchiha is no less than anyone else in the family. The Mangekyo in his pupils is the best proof. Obito went to Itachi in order to get rid of Uchiha Fugaku, the biggest stumbling block to his plan. As the owner of the Mangekyo, Obito can easily sense the bottom of Fugaku's eyes, and the strength is obviously beyond the pupil power of the Three-magatama Sharingan. Such a huge amount of In escape energy, gathered in the eyes, what else can be explained except the Mangekyo? The reason why Obito didn't take Uchiha Manye seriously was that he had never felt any fluctuations in In escape energy. From him, Manye naturally didn't understand his naive thoughts. Otherwise, he would have laughed out loud on the spot. How could Obito spy on the power of the Nine-magatama Samsara Eye? Putting aside other things, the perfectly balanced six paths power in Manye's body is enough to help him isolate all external peeping. If you want to find out the current strength of Uchiha Manye, Uchiha Madara, who still has the Samsara Eye, is almost the same as going there in person. The current Obito is still far from it. From morning exercise to the end of Uchiha Itachi's training, Obito and Black Zetsu in the underground reluctantly left. Let Itachi go back to the house and rest. Uchiha Manye came to the place where Obito and Black Zetsu had stayed for a while. The sign-in system reminded him that a new check-in point has appeared. How long have these two shameless guys, Obito and Black Zetsu, been staring at Itachi, so that the system has set up a special check-in point for them? After signing in, this reward. Let's not talk about it, it's a piece of rubbish. Nothing good happens when you meet Obito. Looking at the last sign-in reward at the Hokage Rock, you can see how bad the reward this time is. Manye, good morning. Uchiha Fugaku woke up and came to the courtyard, where he saw Manye standing under the cherry tree. Good morning, big brother. Manye returned the greeting and continued, don't you want to persuade Itachi? If he trains so intensively every day, his body might not be able to bear it. You really don't know why he became like this? To read the exciting novels, go to Falun Novel Network. Fugaku talked to Itachi about his problems for a long time, but Itachi had his own ideas since he was a child. Many times, Fugaku felt that when he talked to his son, he was not facing a child, but Manye, when he was a child, he thought he had forgotten the fear, but it was awakened by Itachi again. Fortunately, although Itachi was smart, he was far from being as evil as Manye when he was a child. Are they going to let him leave the village and die? Uchiha Manye certainly knew what Itachi was up to. Ever since he first proposed to leave the village and was rejected by Manye and Fugaku, he has become what he is now. He competes with many all day long, and holds his breath with his father. Alas! I don't know how Itachi grew up like this. Uchiha Fugaku, the old father, looked at Itachi in the house with a bitter face and sighed. From childhood to adulthood, he grew up under the blows of many. Now that he has become a father, he has suffered setbacks from his own son. He really can't understand why Itachi, a smart little guy, has so many whys in his mind. The village and the family and the same clan. This morning he asked him inexplicably, why can a ninja become a ninja? To be honest, if he knew, how could his strength today be only that of opening the Mangekyo Sharingan? Uchiha Manye said, brother, do you want to find a teacher for him? He has also thought about this for a long time, but there has been no suitable candidate. The only two candidates, Minato is the Hokage, basically he will not have free time, the other one is Orochimaru, a traitor. People are not in Konoha anymore. Yes, I think Shisui is a very good kid, and his strength is not bad either. He has made a name for himself in the Umbu at a young age. Uchiha Fugaku thought he had a good eye and nodded with satisfaction. The more he thought about it, the happier he became. Shisui and Itachi were both geniuses, and it was perfect for a genius to teach a genius. In fact, Uchiha Manye was also under Fugaku's consideration, but he was not very reassured by his younger brother's personality. If he left Itachi to Manye and brought up a second generation him, would he still have to live in Tienan in the future? How's the day? Shisui. Uchiha Manye 3.7 was dumbfounded. You really know how to pick people. Why pick someone who was brainwashed by the third Hokage? The will of fire? Do you ask the third Hokage if he believes it? If he did, he should have burned himself. Why is he still occupying the position of Hokage? Minato has been in office for more than half a month. Whenever he wants to do something, he needs to discuss it with the third Hokage and get his approval before the plan can be passed. You have also seen that child, what do you think of him? Uchiha Fugaku asked expectantly. Not very good. Uchiha Manye shook his head. Finally, I know how Itachi was ruined. The traitor turned out to be the clan leader himself, who personally handed the child to Shisui to be ruined. I think it's good, right? When the time comes, let Shisui help Itachi. Chapter 90. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Aren't you afraid that he will be destroyed by the third generation's old subordinates before he falls into Minato's hands? Uchiha Manye couldn't help but say. Brother, you can't fail to see the third generation's current relationship with Minato, right? I have no objection to befriending Minato. After all, he is the spokesperson that we, the Uchiha clan, intend to support. Can you please the third Hokage? Manye couldn't help but shake his head. The position of Hokage, it seems that Minato is sitting, but who knows who is the real power behind the scenes. As long as the third Hokage doesn't let go, Minato won't be able to do anything. Letting the Uchiha clan return to Konoha is not something that can be done by the Hokage with just one or two words. When the Uchiha enters the scene, the Hyuga must also follow. The way of balance is a compulsory course for those in power. Minato will not deliberately get close to any party, because he needs to keep a hand to balance the chips of the two powerful families. The third generation is indeed a problem, especially the elders and advisors behind him. These people have controlled Konoha for too long. Uchiha Fugaku was touched by Manye and calmed down again, thinking carefully about the key points. What about Itachi? Little brother, how about you come? As a last resort, Uchiha Fugaku looked at his younger brother. Uchiha Manye shook his head again and said, I really can't do it, but I will find a qualified teacher for Itachi. 21 Teacher. Isn't there a ready-made candidate? Who are you going to find? There are not many famous masters left in Konoha. A strong ninja will definitely be a good teacher. You will know the secret later. Uchiha Manye smiled. He planned to hand over the person to Hatake Sakumo. Hatake Sakumo was quite powerful and was a well-known figure in Konoha, where many experts gathered. Back then, Hatake's swordsmanship killed the puppeteer of the Wind Country, and the man and his horse fell to the ground and cried out in pain. In a sense, he achieved the effect of shocking a country with one sword. Hatake Sakumo might not be able to answer Itachi's questions, but he had external help, Orochimaru, a well-known scientist in the ninja world. With this great god, it would be easy to shock Itachi and satisfy his curiosity. Today, Uchiha Manye specially set aside a day to come out. After knowing that Obito had been watching Itachi for so long, he was a little worried, just in case Obito makes trouble, he needs to keep a layer of insurance on Itachi. In terms of the level of spacetime ninjutsu, Manye is not as good as Minato, but he is not inferior to Obito. Before Obito wants to take action against Itachi, ask him first. Although that's what he said, Uchiha Manye still needs to discuss with Orochimaru on how to do it. He is a master in this regard. Walking on the streets of Konoha with Itachi, Uchiha Manye vaguely felt that someone was following him. It's not clear whether it's from the third Hokage or Danzo. After the Roots bombing, Danzo was scared and moved the Root base overnight. The Uchiha clan has not been told where it has moved to. They still don't want to stay put. Danzo. Itachi, is there anything you want to eat? My uncle is treating us today. Uchiha Manye bought some snacks and ate as he walked. Uncle, didn't you say you would bring me here to see the master? Itachi said in a serious tone, which made people want to pinch him in the face. Of course, but before we look for him, we have to get rid of the flies following us. Uchiha Manye walked along the commercial street, not for no reason, but for his own plan. There are many people and buildings here. At 6 or 7 in the morning, as soon as the breakfast shops opened, the number of people immediately increased. Flies? Itachi wanted to look back, but was stopped by Uchiha Manye. Don't look back, I'll take you there later and let you see it with your own eyes. He placed his right hand on Itachi's little head, and let his left hand, which was holding Lingshur, fall down. Relying on the crowd around him to block him, he made several seals with one hand. Transformation, clone, the 3 illusion techniques were superimposed. To read the exciting novel, go to Falun Novel Network. He transformed the passerby into Manye's appearance, and the goods in his hand were transformed into Itachi's appearance. The clone stayed in place as a substitute for the passerby. As for Uchiha Manye and Itachi, they sneaked into the dark, huddled in a corner of the alley, and transformed into a signpost, waiting for the arrival of the Umbun ninja. Itachi showed a puzzled look. Manye raised his hand and raised his index finger, and put it in front of his mouth, indicating that Itachi should not speak for the time being. When his hand was put down, 2 figures fell from the sky at the top of the street. The 2 of them were facing each other. After they looked at each other, they were silent, and took turns, one retreating and the other moving forward. After the 2 men left, there was an extra, not very conspicuous piece of paper on the dirty shelf where garbage was piled. After a long time, when the backs of the followers disappeared, Itachi thought it was over. The diner from the ramen shop across the street put down his change, walked straight into the alley, and took the paper from the shelf. After the man from the ramen shop left, Uchiha Manye raised his hand and pointed to the house above his head. A window curtain suddenly moved slightly. People came and went in the alley, and if you counted them carefully, there were at least 3 waves of people. After Uchiha Manye put down his finger, Itachi knew it was over. Itachi also had a new understanding of the fly in his uncle's mouth. Who are they, my uncle? What do you think? Manye asked back. Why are the ninjas from the village following us? Where did they come from? There is no need to think about this question. If ninjas from outside the village can come in easily, is there any need for Konoha to exist? Why don't you guess again? Who are these people? Uchiha Manye did not give him a direct answer, but let Itachi think about it himself. The 3rd generation, the elder Shimura, and the last person, I am not sure. After thinking for a long time, Itachi raised his head. At home, Uchiha Manye and Fugaku never avoided Itachi when they talked about the situation in the village. Although he did not understand these things, he must know them. Danger does not disappear if you don't know it, but because you know it, you can know how to avoid it. Minato's people, you are right. At this time, the only person who has the time, energy, and ability to participate in the game between Danzo and the 3rd generation is him, the sidelined Hokage. 4th Hokage, why don't you join forces with the 3rd Hokage? Danzo's evil towards the Uchiha is well known to everyone who knows about it. Itachi is not surprised. What can he do to the Uchiha? Because, even Hokage cannot completely trust each other. This is how people grow up, always between betrayal and imminent betrayal. No permanent friends, only permanent interests. There are too many problems between Minato and the third Hokage. Minato needs the third Hokage to check and balance Danzo, but he doesn't want the two of them to get too close. Itachi seemed to understand what he heard. He stopped discussing these unlucky things. He found Hatake Sakumo, who had a different face, and introduced Itachi to him. Seeing Uchiha Itachi, Hatake Sakumo felt a little emotional. When he abandoned Kakashi, he seemed to be the same age as Itachi, right? The two of them made a brief introduction, then they went straight to the point. Hatake Sakumo's teachings are roughly the same as those taught by the clan's ninjas. Chapter 97. You are listening at novelfull.audio. That's right. I also want to ask, why, after the Uchiha members who remained in the clan gathered together, they kept plotting loudly, and in front of all the family members, they scolded these clan elders for their inaction. Why? Because they were born into a good family. Ha 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 ha. We've gone through life and death, and made great contributions to our family, but in the end, we're not as good as a fetus. Look, aren't all these people who were born into good families in high positions? This bunch of trash. I am the first one who is dissatisfied. Resentment is not accumulated overnight. Today's sudden outburst was started by Uchiha Manye, but it was also a day that the clan members had been waiting for a long time. They needed an outlet so badly, and the resentment and anger that they had suppressed in the past all burst out at this moment. Anyone who suffered such a gap would not be able to balance their hearts. If these second-generation descendants were really capable and stronger than them and sat in their current positions, it would be fine, but this bunch of trash. They have no strength and no brains. Every day, watching these idiots go out and ruin the family's reputation, they even wanted to kill those trash. Uchiha Fugaku watched, without any intention of stopping it. He was waiting for this day. Like all the clan members who were treated unfairly, he also had a lot of resentment. Just when the anger at the scene was about to explode, the Great Elder arrived. Uchiha Fugaku took the lead to stand up and greet him. The Great Elder is a legend of the Uchiha clan. He is the only one who supports the existence of the Uchiha clan after Madara left and 343 masters of the clan have scattered or left. The young people below, no matter how insignificant they are, will not be angry at this living legend. Speaking of which, the second and third elders are only over 50 years old, not particularly old, and their demeanor is very close to that of the Great Elder. Others don't know, but Fugaku knows some inside information. The second and third elders are actually the father and son of the Great Elder. Konoha is in a state of decline. The three generations of immortals have occupied all major departments in the village, and the younger generation has no chance of advancement. Capable people can survive anywhere, useless trash can only rely on the protection of the family and live a life of corpse wrapping day after day. Grand Elder Fugaku led him. Fugaku, you are doing a great job as the clan leader. The elder smiled, but his true intention was not to smile. Uchiha Fugaku could not tell whether he was praising him or mocking him. How could it be? It is my negligence that has brought the Uchiha clan to this situation. No matter what, it is always right to admit the fault. Fugaku did not want to get involved in the petty intrigues of the elder's family, but who can blame the one who is one level older? The more traditional the family, the more particular they are about this useless generation. If one really wants to be highly respected, what does it matter if he is nameless and has no generation? Uchiha Fugaku deserved a smile. Although he was not far from it in his heart, he could not express it too much at the clan meeting. Konoha Guard, the news of the elder's appearance also reached many. The situation that was originally foolproof had changed. The status of the elder in the hearts of the Uchiha clan is needless to say. Murami, someone came to me and said I will go to the clan. Let them come back tomorrow. Thinking of this, Uchiha Manye did not dare to be careless. The other party was not easy to deal with. Shisui, he remembered that it was the Great Elder who helped him up, when the Uchiha was in the most difficult time. The Great Elder's fear of Sarutobi Hiruzen was not something that the younger generation today could understand. It is hard to believe that Shisui's blind worship of the third generation was not due to the Great Elder's words and deeds. Yes, Minister. Murami Watari had no way of knowing what was going on within the Uchiha clan. All he could do was obey Manye's orders. However, The sudden change in Uchiha Manye's plan made him feel a little uneasy. Manye's loss of confidence was worrying. Fugaku, you are the clan leader, how can I let you lead the way? I am not so old and blind as this. The elder signaled Uchiha Fugaku to let go, and then looked at Shisui. Come on, Shisui, give me a seat. I am already an old man. These important positions should be left to you young people. Come and sit here. The elder retreated to advance, and played it very well. To read the novel, go to Flyland Novel Network. How could he not know the source of the resentment in the clan? This is just a substitution of concepts. You are joking, how can I compare with you? Shisui hurriedly stood up, supported him, and led people step by step to Fugaku's right hand, the first one. Seeing this, Uchiha Fugaku didn't have to guess, he did a good job as the clan leader. It wasn't irony, what else could it be? You really should give up your position, old man. Just as everything in the venue was moving forward according to the script planned by the great elder, an uninvited guest suddenly appeared. Immediately, a huge wave was set off at the scene. The great elder gave up his position. This is a living legend. How dare anyone? Including the younger generation, it is true that they are dissatisfied with the status quo, but no one dares to go against the wishes of the great elder and be so arrogant as to ask the great elder to abdicate. If they dare to do this, their fellow tribesmen will scold them to death. Uchiha Manye. It's you again. Shisui didn't know why, but every time he saw this guy, he couldn't control the anger in his stomach. Uchiha Manye was the first and the last to force Shisui to this point. When he arrived, he didn't hide his aura. The masters of the clan gathered together. No one would come to offend the Uchiha family at this time. Unfortunately, it was me. Uchiha Manye had no intention of indulging Shisui. On the night of the extermination of the clan, the actions of this guy really made Manye have no good impression of him. If Manye was a member of the Sarutobi clan, he would have applauded at this moment. Unfortunately, he was not. He was born in Uchiha. I am afraid that when he dies in the future, his name will be left in the Uchiha family tree. Are you Uchiha Manye? The elder with a wrinkled face, who was on the right-hand side of the clan leader, asked knowingly, opening his eyes a little and looking at Manye. I didn't expect that the great elder could still remember my name. As a member of the Uchiha clan, Manye doesn't tolerate anyone except his eldest brother's family. If you don't agree, just go and fight. It is true that the great elder protects the Uchiha clan, but it is also true that the Uchiha clan has fallen to the point where they are as bad as Konoha. Uchiha Manye. Don't go too far. The great elder could tolerate his unreasonableness, but Shisui couldn't. Where do you think this is? Is this the place where you can act recklessly? Shisui. Uchiha Fugaku couldn't stand it. Shisui didn't know the situation of the great elder's family. He could treat it as an unintentional mistake, but he said that his brother was presumptuous. You, Uchiha Shisui, are blind. The man next to you, when he sat on the position of clan leader, did not do what the many of today can compare to. I'm sorry, clan leader, I spoke out of turn. It was my fault this time, Uchiha Manye. But what you said today, I, Uchiha Shisui, will remember in my heart for the rest of my life. Chapter 98. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Who cares about you? Uchiha Manye felt disgusted when he even looked at him for a second, so how could he care whether Shisui would remember it for the rest of his life? I won't comment on what happened to the elder back then, but I want to ask, what do you think of what happened today? The elder was not given a chance to escape. Although he was interrupted once before, as long as he was still standing here today, the matter must have a result. Manye boy, I should have made it very clear that if you think I am not worthy, then can't I just give up my position? The elder was very wise and was not annoyed by the collision. The essence of the words remained the same. The elder relied on his own prestige to distort the Uchiha clan members below and make normal petitions. It was as if a fair and just treatment was forcing him, a 90-year-old man, to give up everything he had, just like the Uchiha clan, bullying him, an old man who had passed away all the power. For the Uchiha clan, he gave everything. but in the end he kept nagging me and was rejected by his own clan members. Then just retire. You know you are old, but why are you still making trouble? My Uchiha clan, do we still need protection from an old and disrespectful guy like you today? You, Ji, Bo, Wan, Yi, Shisui uttered word by word. He raised his hands, unable to restrain himself. As long as Wan Yi said one more word, Shisui would rush over and fight him to the death. Why are you so loud? It seems you are right, that Wan Yi retorted directly, this guy is really annoying. He keeps saying one thing after another. Shisui. Turn off the engine, the situation was about to get out of control. Fugaku jumped out to be the good guy, saying openly and secretly praising. How can you talk like that, Many? How could the great elder be the kind of person you say? Do you know what would become of our Uchiha clan without the great elder? Of course I know, following his elder brother's words, Wan Yi continued, without the interruption of that crazy man Shisui, he felt much calmer. Without the great elder, there would be no second elder or third elder. Without him, the Uchiha family today would never have the scene where the elder's son bullies us and we Uchiha fight heroically. Without him, there wouldn't be any more guards. Those are useless guys who don't even know how to eat rice. Without him. During the Third World War, the weapons and emergency medicines of our Uchiha clan would not have these defective products. The heroes of our clan returning from the battlefield will definitely not be limited to today's. This is it. Do you want me to continue? Chief. Oh, right. I almost forgot that the second elder and the third elder should not appear, but be born. After listening to this, Fugaku couldn't help but want to give a thumbs up to Wan Yi, who was worthy of being the demon under whose shadow he had lived for many years. Only Wan Yi could say such a deafening question. When Fugaku became the clan leader, the great elder also contributed a lot. This contribution has also become his knot for many years. Today, Wan Ye's questioning finally relieved the depression in his heart that had accumulated for many years. If it weren't for the fact that this was the clan meeting, Fugaku would have rushed up immediately and wanted to throw Wan Yi to the sky. For many years, since he became the clan leader, the great elder would talk about those bad things from time to time. Otherwise, he would mention the clan leader election. Fugaku was so depressed that he had no temper. What, the second elder is actually the eldest elder Yuro's son? Are they blood relatives? What the hell is going on? Who can give me an explanation? Are the guards just the toys of the elder and his family? Manye's questioning completely ignited the anger of the tribesmen present. They needed an explanation, they needed an account. For so many years, the heroes on the battlefield had given everything for the Uchiha, but in the end, they just fought for the elder and his family. They took all the benefits and were not responsible for any bad things. What kind of broken world is this? In the chaotic venue, countless Uchiha clansmen rushed to the location of the second and third elders. As for the elder, he had already retreated safely under the escort of Shisui, but before leaving, Man Yi saw him, and he kept covering his heart, which was very gratifying. To read the violent novel, go to Falun Novel Network. Well done. Avoiding the crowd, Uchiha Fugaku hugged his evil brother tightly. Did it give you some vent? Of course. Ha ha ha. For the first time in so many years, I feel so happy. Tonight, Fugaku got drunk, and the smile on his face never faded until he fell to the ground. Since that day, half a month has passed. Konoha Guard, under the rectification of many, is no longer what it used to be. A group of practical talents buried by the family have been promoted by many. The security management outside Konoha is getting better day by day, and petty thefts no longer occur. Orphans wandering on the streets. Uchiha Manye asked for a batch of funds from the clan and opened an orphanage in the local area, asking for flowers. The guard team cooperated with the local bosses to create new jobs and also left a place for these orphans to live. The new root dungeon. Danzo has not left here since the explosion, but his inaction does not mean that he can't cause trouble. Every day, someone reports to him on the current situation of the Konoha Guard team, and analyzes the next measures of many, the purpose of these actions, and the impact they will have in the future. It's not that Konoha does not have talents, but these talents have all been used by Danzo and the third generation, and no one knows where they are used. For example, the analysts of the root have time to analyze the purpose of Uchiha Manye's actions. With such a large number of people, Danzo, can't you plan Konoha? The guard team has gathered the hearts of the people. As long as Danzo does something about personnel, the impression of the Konoha villagers on the route will never be just an executioner, so superficial. Today, Uchiha Manye and the Moonlight Clan have teamed up to publish a newspaper, which is mainly used to collect some trivial matters in the village, and a small amount of developments in various countries in the ninja world. The news is delayed. The more important the news is, the smaller the time error is. Each article costs very little, 3 cents for a broadsheet and 1 cent for a tabloid. The data was sent, and the analyzer introduced Uchiha Manye's movements to Danzo. Oh, the Uchiha clan also knows how to win people's hearts. Interesting, really interesting. Danzo's gloomy face did not change, and on this basis he put on a smile, which looked as weird as it could be. However, the analysts were no longer surprised, and anyone who was scared for a few months would get used to it. The news that Danzo could get was also obtained by the third and fourth generations. The third generation's opinion is not discussed for the time being. After Minato got the news, after judging the value of the newspapers and periodicals founded by many, he made a special trip to the guard team. He visited them in person. The two chatted for a long time, from dawn to dusk. No one knew what the meeting was about. The third generation, Danzo, and the assassins sent by the major families, when they approached the Konoha guard building, were either beaten into a meat paste by a big black hand, or were killed by Minato with a knife flashing with golden light. When the comers faced the two, they had no ability to fight back. Chapter 101. You are listening at novelfull.audio. He is still so young, but his youthful temperament has gradually faded as he has completed tasks day after day. Itachi Uchiha is now more calm and less irritable. He looks exhausted, and this mission was obviously not an easy one. Itachi, I have good news for you. You will have a younger brother in the future. Helping him wipe the sweat off his forehead, Manye said. How about it, are you ready to be a brother? Mother gave birth. When? Itachi didn't care about his brother's affairs. Is she okay? Don't worry, the baby was born this evening. Both mother and child are safe. That's good. After a few pleasantries, Manye let Itachi go first, and he found various excuses to stay where he was. Not long after Itachi left, there was another person beside Manye, Hatake Sakumo. How is it, is Itachi okay? Orochimaru rarely takes over, and most of the time, it is only Hatake Sakumo who is with Itachi. It's just a B-level mission, what's the big deal? Hatake Sakumo waved his hand. Itachi was quite strong. After half a year of training, he was also a leader among the Chunin. Although he was still a long way from being a Jonin, it would not be easy for a Jonin without 1 or 2 special skills to defeat him. I heard that your sister-in-law gave birth to her second child. Congratulations. Is Kakashi okay while I'm gone? After asking about Itachi's recent situation, Hatake Sakumo also asked about Kakashi's movements. Uzumaki, Kushina is now pregnant, and as Minato's student, Kakashi is naturally turned to protect his wife. In name, it is protection, but in reality, he still wants Kushina to have a heart-to-heart talk with him. Otherwise, with Kushina's strength, before Naruto is born, when the Nine Tails can't cause trouble, it is really uncertain who will protect whom. The deaths of Obito and Rin one after another were too much of a blow to Kakashi. For a long time, he was ashamed to face Minato. He had never done anything entrusted to him by his teacher or Obito. Rashly looking for Danzo and hanging out with the Root Umbun ninjas was a bit self-destructive. In order to prevent Danzo from attacking Kakashi, Minato paid a heavy price. Kakashi was insignificant to Danzo, but being able to do Minato a favor was undoubtedly a free gift, so he should not miss it. It's just that Minato didn't tell Kakashi about all this, because he didn't want Kakashi to bear more burdens and not blame him at all. Kakashi was taken out of the route by Minato and now joins his direct ANBU and is sent to protect Uzumaki Kushina. Kakashi's recent situation, Manye briefly summarizes it, and for details, let Hatake Sakumo read it himself. Kushina. Protect? Hitaki Sakumo's mouth twitched twice. Who of these two will protect whom? Kushina is about to give birth, Minato needs someone he can trust. This is still reasonable. Okay, I won't say any more. I have to go back. Saying goodbye to Hitaki Sakumo, Uchiha Manye rushed back to the hospital without stopping. When he entered the room, he saw Itachi by the bed, teasing Sasuke. Sasuke's name was planned before he was born. Both the boys' and the girls' names were prepared. What took you so long? Fugaku asked him when he saw him coming back. Uchiha Manye didn't think much about it and gave the excuse he had prepared. Something happened to the guards, I went back to take a look. What's so serious that it alarmed you? Fugaku was curious. Manye was always a hands-off boss in the guard. He either didn't take care of anything or didn't care about anything. Most things could be handled by the people under him. The self-defense force was a practical Uchiha clan member. After taking power, Manye basically became a mascot. Enchantment. Go out and talk. After hearing this, Fugaku's expression changed a little. At this sensitive time, the barrier has problems. It's too wrong, right? Closing the door of the ward, the two Uchiha brothers went to the top floor of the hospital. To read the exciting novel, go to Falun Novel Network. It's easy for Itachi to hear outside the door, it's better for him not to know these things so quickly now. It's not distrust, but protection for him. A genius who hasn't grown up is nothing. Are you sure? Fugaku emphasized again. Manye nodded. I have already passed the news to Minato. Something happened at this time. I wonder if someone is playing tricks. Of course, the trickster is actually Uchiha Manye himself. To be honest, it's not that I look down on Kushina's guards, but the only ones who can be used are Minato and the third generation. Kushina can actually be counted, but who can blame her for giving birth that day? The sealing ritual will not be broken, but its effectiveness will inevitably be reduced to the minimum. Minato can't be in trouble. As the head of the clan, Fugaku has too many things to consider. If Minato's family gets into trouble, the chain reaction will be so terrible that anyone with a little bit of brains can imagine it. The third generation gradually gave up power, and the fourth generation took over the banner. The current Minato is no longer the Hokage puppet at the beginning of the year. The entire Konoha high level, Minato's words, don't say 3 shakes, but it's not much different. Brother, of course I know that Shuemen has not yet paid the balance of a lot of my cooperation. If he dies, I will be the one who suffers the most. Have we, the Uchiha clan, received a transfer order from Minato? Although Fugaku knew it was impossible, he still asked. How is it possible? The third Hokage and Danzo will never deliver the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. They will not let us Uchiha family members have the opportunity to contact them. Fugaku is simply fanciful. The third Hokage's generation can still remember clearly the incident when Madara held the Nine-Tails and made trouble in Konoha. Fugaku returned to the ward with regret. After a long time, Fugaku did not say another word. The good news of Sasuke's birth was also dispersed a lot by his low pressure at this moment. The next day, early in the morning, a wedding banquet was held in the Uchiha clan. The second son of the clan leader was born. The Uchiha clan saw how talented and strong Itachi was. Now Fugaku has 2 more sons. Even if one of them is not as good as Itachi, Sasuke will not be a mediocre person. Speaking of Fugaku's lineage, the Uchiha descendants are all very talented. Fugaku himself did not mention it. Manye has a fierce reputation and is the root of Uchiha's corruption. Uproot him from the clan. After the fall of the great elder's lineage, Fugaku quickly took over. Everyone has seen how the Uchiha clan's life has changed after he took over. Even if it is not for the title of clan leader, the number of clan members who owe Fugaku a favor is not small. Training ground number 7, in an instant, several shurikens were nailed to the head of the wooden stake. The figure rushed across half of the field and killed in front of Itachi. With one hand, he formed a seal and used the fire-style Great Fireball technique. Orange-red flames spit out from Itachi's mouth and hit the figure that was rushing towards him. The fire style was released, and Itachi rolled on the ground. A cold blade in the sky brushed his clothes and nailed into the ground. 3 clouds of smoke rose at the same time, and Uchiha Shisui walked out of the fog and came in front of Itachi. Not bad Itachi, you have made great progress in the past 6 months, but it's not enough to play with. Chapter 102. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Itachi flipped his slender fingers, and 8 kunai appeared at the same time. He jumped on the ground and swung all the kunai. The 8 kunai were spread out, with a thin steel wire tied at the end, and rushed straight to Shisui's door. Shisui's clone lowered his body, made way for all of them, and continued to rush forward. The kunai fell to the ground. At this time, Shisui realized that there was a thin steel wire tied to the end of the kunai. Itachi dragged the wire to straighten it, and Shisui's clone rushed at high speed, breaking the wires along the way into 8 pieces, and one by one they turned into smoke. Itachi, the idea is good, but you forgot one thing. Shisui's voice came from above Itachi's head. The silk thread restricts my clone, but it also restricts you. This is not necessarily the case, brother Shisui. Itachi showed an expectant smile, raised his head, and the seals of his 2 hands were completed in 1 second. Fire style, big flame bomb. Itachi spit out a large fire bomb as tall as a person, and the bright flames briefly illuminated the scenery of the No. 7 training ground. The green forest surrounded the entire venue. There were 3 wooden stakes in the center of the venue. Next to the wooden stakes, 3 Shisui stood in turn. Not only that, Shisui's clones seemed to be endless on the tree trunks, trees, and weeds in the forest. 120 drowned Itachi in this green wave. The big flame bomb burned Shisui's clone that fell from the sky into ashes. Then in the next second, the steel wire surrounding Itachi was full of Shisui in 4 directions. Hands, feet, waist, body, head, were hit by Shisui one after another. Itachi, when fighting, never pin your hopes of survival on any one ninjutsu, as that will only limit your combat thinking logic. Brother Shisui, you are really strong. I can't even find your real body. Itachi sighed. Haha, if I could find your true form too, would I still be alive today? Don't be discouraged, Itachi, you are already very good. What you need now is time to rub everything you have learned into your own fighting style. At that time, the door to the Jonin will be open to you. Shisui taught Itachi tirelessly. Uchiha had such a good friend, so he would not be stingy with his experience. The matter of the great elder was a big blow to Shisui. He had always taught him to give everything for Uchiha, but now it seemed so ridiculous. Everything Shisui did was for the good of Uchiha, but it would be better to say that it was for the good of the great elder himself. He gave everything, but all he got in return was a lie. Shisui collapsed for a while. Fortunately, Itachi was always by his side, and his comrades who were also Uchiha kept persuading him, which helped him out of the predicament. Brother Shisui, will you come to Sasuke's birthday party? Itachi looked at Shisui. To be honest, Shisui really wanted to go, but many would definitely be present at Sasuke's celebration party. He was born to be at odds with many, so to avoid an awkward scene, he decided not to go. Forget it, just say hello to the clan leader for me. Okay. Itachi didn't force it. He knew everything about his uncle and Shisui. He also knew Shisui's concerns. Itachi was caught in the middle and really didn't know what to do. After sending Itachi away, Shisui returned to the No. 7 training ground. Come out. I know you are here. Uchiha Manye stepped out of the forest and came behind Shisui. Every time Itachi went to see Shisui, Manye followed him, and Shisui himself knew this. As for why, need I tell you? Long time no see. I thought you were going to hide in the Uchiha clan for the rest of your life. You can't say nice things to Shisui. If you don't wake up this naive person, you will never have peace in the future. Idealists at least know what they should do and have a reason to fight for it all their lives, but what about Shisui? To read the exciting novels, go to Falun Novel Network. He has nothing. It sounds good to be good for the Uchiha clan and Konoha, but how to do it, Shisui has never considered it. He just listens to the big cakes painted for him by the Sandai and others, instead of thinking for himself. What should he do? He lived in lies all his life, and he never figured it out until his death, and he didn't know what he wanted. If you just want to mock me, there is no need. Shisui also had a bad face. He saw the changes in Uchiha. Although he never agreed with the many thought, he was still very satisfied with the current situation of Uchiha. The wounded clansmen on the battlefield were supported by the family. They did what the second-generation ancestors should do, don't do it. Sorry, don't even think about eating in the future. Uchiha doesn't support useless people. It is true that everything in Uchiha is changing for the better, but at the same time, the sense of belonging to Konoha is getting lower and lower. The villagers outside Konoha are on the road to prosperity under the leadership of the Uchiha family, and Shisui is happy for them. However, as the Uchiha name becomes more and more powerful, the surrounding villagers influenced by the Uchiha can't help but compare the Uchiha with the Hokage, the fourth generation. The current Konoha villagers are actually not very familiar with each other. The person who is compared the most is the third generation. This once made Shisui feel very uncomfortable. I don't have that much time to spare. I came to you because Uchiha doesn't keep useless people now. You have recovered now, and I need you to do something. Uchiha Manye's words almost frightened Shisui. Did he hear it right? Uchiha Manye wanted him to do something. What's the matter? Shisui didn't respond directly. He didn't know what Manye was up to. Don't worry, this matter concerns the safety of Konoha. Last night, when the guards were checking the Konoha barrier, they found signs of damage. At this moment, Manye really didn't want to cause trouble for Shisui. Doesn't the guard have a sealing squad? Shisui thought and replied, is the situation so serious that even the Uchiha sealing squad can't solve it? Do you think Konoha will allow the Uchiha clan's sealing master to approach the Konoha barrier? Seeing Shisui asking such a question without thinking, Manye once wondered if he had become stupid because of staying at home. Shisui was speechless because Manye's words were true. He had been determined to eliminate the gap between the village and the family all his life, but for some reason, the harder he tried, the bigger the gap became. He could hear that Uchiha Manye didn't care about Konoha. Shisui couldn't control himself and added, I will not allow the Uchiha to leave Konoha, nor will I allow any rebellion by the Uchiha. Seeing that he was still so naive, Uchiha Manye shook his head and said, it seems that the matter of the great elder has not taught you enough. Being cheated once is fine, but I never thought that you would fall into the same trap twice. Uchiha Shisui, are you happy being a dog that is ordered around? Don't forget, what is your last name? Chapter 104. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Don't worry, this is Konoha, he has been here many times. Have you ever seen him attack people in the village? Uchiha Manye patiently persuaded him. Obito did have a problem with his brain, but at least he didn't want to die before he completed the so-called infinite moon reading, rashly running to the core area of Konoha, or around the Hokage building where his teacher Minato Namikaze is, attacking his students. Even if Obito is crazy now, he can't do such a stupid thing. The Nine Tails Rebellion. Obito dared to make such a big fuss in Konoha, mainly because he took advantage of Minato and his wife. Naruto was born, Kushina fell into extreme weakness after giving birth, and the shameless ability of Kamui made Obito complete the feat of releasing the Nine Tails in the heart of Konoha. Hatake Tsukumo is a person who is confused because of concern. Kakashi will be fine, at least the plot before it all starts, he will be safe. Obito's feelings towards Kakashi are a love-hate tangle. He wished he could kill him with a single blow, but seeing Kakashi's gradual degeneration, Obito was unhappy. Kakashi didn't like what he did, and he said that he wanted him to be unable to live or die, but he actually did nothing, he just stared at Kakashi every day. Naruto chased Sasuke for his whole life, and Obito also stared at Kakashi for his whole life. Fortunately, these are all same-sex characters, and it's not a messy comic, otherwise these two couples would not get married and stay together in the future. The author will be drowned by the razor blade sent by fans. How can you guarantee that? Hatake Tsukumo was still worried. If I told you that the guy has been watching your son for more than a year, wouldn't you be so angry that you would jump up and down on the spot? You just complained silently in your heart, but Uchiha Manye didn't say anything. If you are really worried, you can go over there, but remember not to let him know that you are looking at him. Obito has seen both faces of Hatake Tsukumo, but he doesn't know that Itachi's teacher and the lonely soul of Konoha wandering around the route wearing a white faceless mask are the same person. What about you? Hatake Tsukumo saw Manye had no intention of leaving, and he became anxious. Uchiha Manye must have known how advanced that guy's ability to burrow underground was. Even if the two of them practiced, they might not be able to stay. If he went alone, what difference would it make to give it away for free? He had seen me too many times when he was in the Uchiha clan. The other party had set their sights on Itachi. He could still explain it to the Uchiha clan, after all, I was Itachi's uncle. But I rarely go to the cemetery. When the underground man appeared, I was there. He is not a fool. The enemy is in the dark and we are in the light. This is Obito's biggest advantage, and also the advantage of Uchiha Manye. Before Obito realized that there were people in this world who could monitor Black Zetsu's movements, he would not have been too defensive. Black Zetsu's ability to freely enter and leave Konoha made him feel too at ease. Oh, okay, I'll go first. Hatake Sakumo is not someone who can't tell the difference between the important and the unimportant. He also understands Uchiha Manye's worries. Cemetery. Kakashi once again stood in front of Obito's tombstone, and next to him was Rin's tombstone. This was also one of the few times that Minato used his privileges to seek benefits for himself. As the teacher of the three, he was also hit hard by the deaths of Obito and Rin, but he was an adult, Kakashi's elder, so he had no right to cry, and didn't want to cry. The dead are gone, and it would be in vain to say more. Kakashi's timeout was limited, and the closer it was to Kushina's delivery date, the less free time he would have. Obito, Rin, after today, I may not be able to visit you for a long time, please bless me. Putting down a bunch of lilies in front of each of the two graves, Kakashi disappeared into the cemetery. Shortly after he left, an invisible force emerged from the void and instantly shattered the two bunches of flowers that fell in front of the tombstone. The fragmented lily petals were flying all over the sky, and the white flower fragments were fluttering in the wind. As the breeze blew across the path, the petals paved a small white path. Then Obito and Black Zetsu left. Hatake Sakumo's snake ring also vibrated as the two left, gradually returning to calm. After everyone left, Hatake Sakumo came thoughtfully and stayed in front of Obito and Rin's tombstones for a long time. He had seen both of these children. Obito was heartless and had no worries, while Rin was returning with some inferiority complex of a small family. Compared to Rin, Hatake Sakumo admires Obito more, because Kakashi's silence and the appearance of not saying anything bothers him as a father. It would be great if Obito's personality could be swapped with Kakashi. On the Hokage rock, the snake ring in Uchiha Manye's hand was vibrating faster and faster. Why did Uchiha, that lunatic, come here? Is he looking for me? To read exciting novels, go to Falun Novel Network. Many stood there in fear, thinking wildly. Underground Obito began to get impatient. In the past year, every time he came to Konoha, he could always see Uchiha Manye, the unlucky guy. Because of his presence, Obito's plan to lead Itachi to the Uchiha secret room was completely ruined. Without the stone tablet in the Uchiha clan's territory, it was difficult for Obito to determine whether Itachi could really follow him, and the originally planned script direction was changed. Why is it him again? Black Zetsu helped Obito and spoke out his true feelings. Obito looked at Black Zetsu with suspicion. Have you been discovered? Absolutely impossible. Black Zetsu felt uncomfortable when he was staring at him. I have never appeared in Uchiha Manye's eyes. He couldn't even know of my existence, so how could he deliberately guard against me? Besides, you came here on your own today, didn't you? Black Zetsu only knew about coming to the Hokage rock a second ago. How powerful does Uchiha Manye have to be to read Obito's thoughts from a distance? Another coincidence. Obito was scared of coincidences. Whenever Uchiha was in the Uchiha clan, Manye would be beside him. Even if he stayed there for a day, he might not have a chance to make a move. When he left the village, there was another swordsman whose strength was unknown. Besides, the location was not in the Uchiha clan's territory. Even if he succeeded in fooling Itachi, there was no secret room for Itachi to read the contents of the stone tablet. It turned out to be a coincidence. Manye thought in his heart that he was not suitable to appear in front of Obito for too long. Hokage Rock did not stay long, but just as he took a step forward and was about to leave, a reminder sound came from the 1.0 sign-in system. Sign-in location refreshed. Location is on top of Nine-tailed Fox. Sign-in time is 1 minute. Task completion reward. Nine-magatama Samsara Eye plus 10%, Samsara Eye Awakening, Grave Chakra Side Prison. After reading it, Manye was stunned. Grave Chakra? The progress bar of Samsara Eye is 40%, how dare it awaken this ability. The Rinnegan can split its own shadow, up to a maximum of 4, each shadow clone can have all the abilities of the original body, and ordinary people and ninjas can not only not detect it, but these shadows cannot sense the existence of these shadows. Before Sasuke, Naruto, Madara, and Obito become 6th-path level, no one in the ninja world will know the existence of the grave chakra. Chapter 105. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It was just that the sudden appearance of the sign in location directly killed his original plan, but now, if Obito fails, the Nine-Tails can't come out, and if the Nine-Tails can't come out, his Samsara Eye progress bar can't move. It seems that the plan needs to be changed. After returning to the clan, Uchiha Manye wrote back to Orochimaru, informing him of the change of plan and asking him to stay put for the time being. Minato, it's up to you. Obito failed, but Uchiha Manye was not so crazy as to attack Minato and his wife. If he failed this time, who knows when the next Nine-Tails would be released. If Minato didn't die, the subsequent Naruto plot would have to change. What was Naruto doing in the battle with Nagato? Minato could suppress Nagato alone and feel the pain of the world of demons. Spacetime ninjutsu restrains all fancy tricks. Before the 6 paths level, the only people who can completely crush Minato and Obito, who rely on spacetime ninjutsu to conquer the world, are probably Hashirama and Madara. If anyone else comes, they will be killed if they are targeted. The current Uchiha Manye is not sure that he can take down Minato. However, if he has the grave chakra in his hand, the situation will be very different. With 2 Samsara Eyes, if Manye is fully activated, for grave chakra reflections are the minimum. In addition, Manye himself is besieged by 5 top Kage-level masters at the same time. Even Madara and Hashirama in their prime would not be able to get away with it. If Minato dares to be careless, Uchiha Manye is sure to kill him in one move. Grave Wheel. Uchiha Manye sat at home, looking into the distance at the Hokage building in the inner circle of Konoha. Namake's Minato had a very high-spirited life in the second half of this year. After the 3rd generation gave up power, there was no longer a force that could be defeated by him. All the key points of Konoha's organs were facing changes. In the past 6 months, I don't know how many people were sent to prison by Minato. But they were all small characters. The 3rd generation would not allow anything that would really hurt his bones. After all, he himself was the beneficiary. How could he let Minato put a knife on his head? Uzumaki Kushina had a professional nursing team every day to take care of her body. It was a good thing to have someone to serve her, but there were too many people. The more time went by, the more freedom Kushina lost. One evening in October, Konoha entered late autumn, and the weather turned from warm to cool. Uchiha clan land. The clan leader's house, in the courtyard, Itachi, who had grown into a little adult, held Sasuke in his arms, doing daily training while taking care of his younger brother. Outside the house, Murin and Uchiha Mikoto were sitting on chairs, quietly chatting about family matters and what happened in the Uchiha family. In the study, Manye and Fugaku were on both sides. Kushina, is it almost time for the baby to come? Uchiha Fugaku estimated the time. Uzumaki Kushina was only 2 or 3 months later than his wife. Sasuke was already 3 months old, and Naruto was probably about to be born in the next few days. Brother, don't you think Konoha is particularly cold today? Manye looked out the window, feeling the malicious chakra fluctuations that permeated the entire Konoha. The current fluctuations of the Nine-Tails chakra energy were not very obvious, and it was only because he, who possessed the power of the 6 paths, was sensitive to natural energy that he could be alert. You mean today? That's about right. The brothers' question and answer affected everyone in a secret room in Konoha. Under the dim light, a beautiful woman's face was distorted like an adult. Her ferocious face kept roaring. Her towering belly kept changing with her breathing. Kushina, come on. Naruto's head is already out. Come on, Lady Kushina, you'll be fine with us here. Yes. The baby will be out soon, just try harder. The encouraging words of the medical staff reached Kushina's ears and gave her some encouragement. However, the severe pain in her abdomen almost made her lose consciousness. She was in a semi-death state and was too tired to say a word. Outside the secret room, Minato was like Fugaku, who was waiting for Sasuke to be born a few months ago. He was lingering at the door restlessly. To read the exciting novel, go to Follow Novel Network. The 3 generations of experienced people knew that it was useless to say anything, so they let Minato worry about it alone. Soon, a baby's cry of wow was heard. Outside the door, Minato was immediately overjoyed. Naruto was born. 3rd generation master, did you hear me? I'm going to be a father, I'm going to be a father. Minato was so excited that he couldn't help himself. He wanted to push the door open and walk in to see Kushina and her son. However, the sealing class had not yet helped Kushina to strengthen the seal, so Minato had to wait for a while. Obito, who was hiding in the void, was waiting for this moment. People go from the void to the real. When he appeared, the sharp kunai cut open the throats of half of the people present in an instant. Blood splattered everywhere in the room, and some fell on Naruto, who was still a baby. Outside the door, Minato, who noticed the fluctuations in time and space, changed his face immediately. Without thinking, he flashed with a golden light and shuttled to Kushina's side. Naruto, who was standing by, didn't even look at him. Otherwise, how can you say that Naruto's parents are true love, and he is just an accident? Seeing that Kushina was safe and sound, Minato breathed a sigh of relief, and then he remembered the existence of his son, Naruto. Naruto was held high by his uncle Obito, with several hot water bottles sticking to his body, which were constantly burning. Who are you? A gloomy look flashed in Minato's eyes. He was angry. The 4th Hokage. Choose. Child, or wife. After that, he threw Naruto high into the sky with one hand. It was called a 080 choice, but in fact, Minato was not given a chance to choose. Kushina shouted, Naruto, at the same time, she pushed Minato and helped him make a choice. Kunai broke through the air. Minato stepped at the same time, and his forward speed was even a little faster than the flying speed of the thrown kunai. Obito shook his body to avoid the flying kunai, and grabbed Minato Namikaze, who was trying to get closer, with one hand. Minato didn't give him a chance. He jumped on the ground and intercepted Naruto from the air. He tore off the detonating talisman in the swaddling clothes with one hand, and formed a seal with one hand, and his figure flashed and disappeared. In an empty house, Minato threw down the detonating talisman, and his body flashed again and came to the outside of the house. The detonating talisman exploded in the middle of the wooden house, raising the whole house to the ground. It's coming. In the Uchiha clan territory, the scale of the natural energy riot felt by many rose sharply. Brother, take the guard team and urgently evacuate the people outside the village and take them to the shelter. Is there really something wrong? Fugaku couldn't believe it. Right. Rushing out of the study, Wanye said to Yumu Ren and his sister-in-law, who were sitting on the chairs. Sister-in-law, Yakido, quickly took Itachi and Sasuke to the clan's underground shelter. Notify the clan that no one who is ranked Jonin is allowed to leave the gate of the Uchiha clan. What happened to Wanye? What happened? Chapter 106. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It's okay, I will take care of it. While my brother and I are away, the Uchiha clan depends on you. Uchiha Manye was not shooting for no reason. The clan's Jonin, Fugaku, had to be taken out to evacuate the people. All the masters left, and the only one left was Yakido. Time was running out, and Uchiha Manye had no time to explain in detail. The Nine Tails was about to be released, and Obito would tie up Minato for him for a while. Although Minato would be beaten up, that was what he deserved. Minato was considered this time. Many had selfish motives, but if Kushina was fine, the Nine Tails could not get out. In the Battle of Gods in the late period of Naruto, he had to seize every moment, improve the strength, and at most be a stronger cannon fodder in the later period. Minato and his wife, shall we compensate them later? Nagato's reincarnation technique is the time point he reserved for the resurrection of Hatake Tsukumo, and now Minato and his wife have to be included. The impure world reincarnation can preserve the bodies of both of them completely. It's just that the death god in the Shiki Fujin is a little difficult to deal with, but it doesn't matter. There is Orochimaru. In the original plot, he could perform a cesarean section on the death god, and now he can do it. In the back mountain, Kushina, who had just given birth, was hung in the air by Obito, the traitor. Seal, release. The chakra in Obito's body burst out, along Kushina's body, all the way to the diamond chain that sealed the nine tails, shattered. The red-haired monster spread the sky-rushing energy, and a huge monster fell from the sky. The shock wave on the ground was circular, vibrating out, blowing away all the objects around. The Nine Tails has arrived. The Scarlet Fox eyes, the murderous intent was revealed, the huge arm covered the sky and the sun, and it fell down in an instant. Boom! Sand and dust flew up, filling the sky with yellow sand. After putting down Naruto, Minato rushed to the scene in time and rescued Kushina. In a word, without saying anything, he disappeared holding his wife in his arms. Obito did not chase after him. If Minato wanted to run, no one could catch him. With this time, it would be better to throw the Nine Tails into Konoha to wreak havoc. With the ties to Konoha, as the Hokage, Minato Namikaze would never leave alone. With the full power of the Mangekyo Sharingan, Obito borrowed the huge pupil power that Madara had deposited in him, directly crushed the Nine Tails' consciousness, and successfully controlled its body. The Kamui devoured himself. When he reappeared, he had arrived at the core district of Konoha's inner circle. Spiritual Art. Huge runes were engraved on both sides of the street, and Obito summoned the Nine Tails on the spot, under the moonlight. The Nine Tails, tens of meters tall, stood tall in the streets of Konoha. The nine frantic tails behind it ran rampant and whipped at the nearest street intersection. The ground was broken, and the shock wave shattered all objects along the path. Nine-tailed beast. When the ninja arrived, they looked at the giant beast that was tens of meters tall and didn't know how to start. "What are you standing there for? Why don't you go and evacuate the people?" The captain of the duty team came on the scene. Unlike the impetuous young man, he was well informed and knew exactly what he should do now. The ninjas of Konoha had heard of the names of the tailed beasts. On the battlefield, every appearance of the Jinchuriki meant the end of a battle. They were so strong with some of the power of the tailed beasts. How terrifying would the tailed beasts' true bodies be? As a Chunin, he could only watch from afar. If he ran forward to fight, the aftermath of the Nine Tails alone was not something he could withstand. He still had this self-knowledge. All the nearby jonins of Konoha came on the scene. "Look at the nine-tailed fox's eyes," someone said. Sharingan, in the huge vertical pupil of the Nine Tails, there is a magatama in the shape of the Sharingan, and every time it attacks, it hits and collides with the place with the most people. If you say that there is no one behind the scenes controlling it, I'm afraid even a dog would not believe it. To read the exciting novels, go to Falun Novel Network. Where are all the Uchiha clan ninjas? I do not know. The evacuation of people in the periphery seemed to have started before the nine-tailed fox appeared. What? It started before the Nine Tails appeared. You Uchiha dare to say there is no ghost? But now is not the time to talk about these things. The Nine Tails is still here smashing and demolishing the inner buildings of Konoha. If it is not stopped, Konoha will be completely crushed into ruins in a while. Earth escape, earth flow wall. Several jonins cooperated. The earth was churning, and the waves twisted and rushed up into the sky, turning into huge thick rock walls, surrounding the Nine Tails and trapping it in the center. It's not over yet. Afterwards, several jonins who were good at water escape worked together to perform the waterfall technique, stripping away all the water vapor that could be borrowed from the surroundings. The huge waves that almost swept into the sky slapped the stone coffin built by the earth flow wall. The earth escape masters cooperated to disperse the earth wall that imprisoned the Nine Tails. The waterfall hit without reservation. The Nine Tails was on the body of the Nine Tails, but the opponent was indifferent, and did not even shake its body. 10 fire dragons flew and crashed into the Nine Tails. Roar! The Nine Tails, who had had enough of these ants under its feet, roared. The actual sound wave condensed the fire dragons, water dragon bombs, large and small wind blades, and ground spikes that kept attacking it from the sky. The roar of the Nine Tails was like a painting, dotted with paint pictures and texts. The picture lasted only a moment, and the next second, all the escape techniques exploded. The nearby upper ninjutsu was affected by their own ninjutsu and received more or less trauma. Obito, who had had enough of playing, no longer waited for Minato to appear, controlling the Nine Tails, condensing the tailed beast ball. Natural energy continued to gather and merged with the Nine Tails chakra, and then formed a high-density black energy bomb. In an instant, the Nine Tails swallowed the shrunken energy bomb into its mouth, and then spit it out in a straight line. The huge mass of the energy bomb shattered everything along the way and cleared a semicircular empty track, just as the tailed beast ball was about to hit. When going up to the Hokage rock, Namake's Minato, wearing the robes of the fourth Hokage, appeared. Among the refugees, Uchiha Manye, dressed in black, with a hood on his head and a white faceless mask, stood on a nearby electric pole, at the residence of the third Hokage, Sarutobi. Hiruzen, of Nod, dressed in military uniform, had just left home and was on his way to the Hokage rock. As for the route, when Danzo saw the three Magatama Sharingan in the eyes of the Nine Tails, he almost died of joy. Uchiha, you brought this upon yourselves. Come on, blockade the Uchiha clan and investigate the person who released the Nine Tails and controlled it. Yes, the root ninja took the order and left. Danzo disguised himself and tried not to be recognized, and followed. He was going to cause trouble for the Uchiha. He knew that the person who controlled the Nine Tails could not be the Uchiha clan in Konoha. If they really had this strength, they would have caused a big fuss long ago, and would not let the third generation bully them. Danzo has been coveting the bodies of the Uchiha clan for a long time. Chapter 107. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It's not like the Byakugan, which has the caged bird restriction. If you don't get the eye of the direct bloodline of the master family, you can't use it at all. To many, Kakashi is just stupid. He has little chakra on him, and he carries this blue-absorbing big chakra all day long. Can't you take it away? Konoha's recognized technician. Many doesn't believe that he doesn't know one or two medical ninjutsu. Bring it with you when necessary. It's better than him looking like he has kidney deficiency all day long. Outskirts of Konoha, when the Uchiha Jonin rushed to the core area, he naturally saw the huge Nine-Tail standing in front of the Hokage rock in Konoha. The huge mass of the tailed beast ball hit Minato Namake's in diameter. The flying thunder god barrier unfolded, and dense runes covered the entire Hokage rock wall. The tailed beast ball collided, but not only did it not explode, but it was swallowed into the barrier. The sky of the uninhabited mountains suddenly cracked, and the tailed beast ball condensed with black ions fell from the sky. Pale white smoke clouds rose. The ring-shaped cloud evaporated the substances along the path of the shock wave. Several hills in the mountain range caused the tailed beast ball to disappear, leaving behind a semi-arc-shaped mountain with a missing corner. If the four corners are combined, a large hollow circular hole can be pieced together. Hokage rock. Minato consumed a lot of chakra to transfer the 9-660, tailed beast ball. When he was about to take a breath, a black hand grabbed from behind him at high speed. Namake's Minato's reaction was not slow. Even if he attacked later, he was one step ahead of Obito and stabbed the injured kunai into his temple, including his hand. The kunai scratched Obito's fingers and passed through them. Minato was immediately alert, and Flying Thunder God was ready to go. Sure enough, when Obito let the kunai pass with his palm, he grabbed it with his backhand, clasped Minato's wrist with his 5 fingers, activated the kamui, twisted Minato's figure, and tried to suck him in. Time and space jumped, Minato disappeared, and Obito grabbed the empty Flying Thunder God. Really fast, the spiral hole swallowed Obito and chased Minato to jump the space node. The two walked away. The Konoha ninja finally waited for the backbone to appear, but Minato was gone in less than 2 seconds. What should we do? Lord Hokage is not here. What should we do? Where's the sealing squad? Why hasn't anyone come to support us yet? Nine-tailed fox. Nine-tailed fox. The key now is to make the nine-tailed fox stay still. On the rooftop of the block, the Jonins were discussing. The mid-level and low-level ninjas could not help at all in this level of battle. Instead of letting them come and die, it would be better to let them evacuate the people, which would also be considered as giving full play to their advantage of high mobility. After the villagers outside Konoha were led into the underground shelter, Fugaku stood on the command platform and asked the mid-level and low-level ninjas in the clan to stay still. He went to support the Jonins in the clan who rushed to help. The third generation appeared, and when he saw the Sharingan Magatama in the eyes of the nine-tailed fox, his eyes moved slightly, and the indescribable emotions at the moment surged into his heart. Sir, the third generation, a Jonin jumped down the alley and came to greet him. Where's Minato? Looking around, Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't see Namake's Minato, so he asked, he hasn't arrived yet, right? After the fourth Hokage moved the nine-tailed beast ball, he was attacked by a masked man. No one knows where the two have gone now. After briefly explaining the situation on the scene, the Jonin stopped talking and waited for the Hokage's order. Although he was the predecessor, he was the only one who could make the decision. What about the Uchiha clan? Such a big thing happened, and they don't even come to take a look. The Magatama in the eyes of the Nine Tails, who can give me an explanation? That Sarutobi Hiruzen's repeated questioning left the Jonin a little speechless. Is this the time to talk about this? The Nine Tails. The Nine Tails is demolishing the village. Do you know how many innocent villagers live in the inner block? No one wants to go there. Why do they only know about Uchiha? The Jonin wanted to curse. He was a ninja belonging to the Umbu directly under Minato. It can be said that the people who can appear now are basically inferior to Minato's direct troops. They have never seen a hair of the ninjas from various families. To read the violent novels, go to Fulu Novel Network. The old Konoha clan of the Inoshikacho side only had 3 people of the young generation who were on good terms with Minato. It's hilarious. The same is true for the 3rd generation of Hokage. No one has ever cared about Minato's safety, the good or bad of the village, and the lives of the people. At this moment, this Jonin understood for the first time what the name despair meant. Elder Shimura, go and intercept the Uchiha clan. The Magatama in the Nine-Tails' eyes, the Uchiha Jonin who came to help, didn't know why. Lord Hokage, the situation is critical now. How about asking Elder Shimura to temporarily put aside the gap and take down the Nine-Tails first? That the words of the Jonin seemed to really teach him, the Hokage, what a courage. Are you teaching me how to do things? Sarutobi Hiruzen said calmly, glancing at the ninjas from Minato's direct lineage. I dare not. That when the Jonin said this, the nails of his clenched fists were almost embedded in the flesh of his palms. Is this still the Konoha he knew in the past? Apart from the Yondaime, what else is left in the current Konoha? Minato worked diligently and gave everything for Konoha, but in the end, all he got was the cold eyes of the entire Konoha. The Hyuga clan, the 2 brothers Hyuga Hayashi, who were preparing to lead the team out, welcomed some uninvited guests. Messengers from all the big clans of Konoha came to the door and handed Hyuga Hayashi a piece of letter. After Hyuga Hayashi opened it and read it, his face became extremely ugly. Hizashi on the side asked, "Brother, what's wrong? We're afraid we can't go." What about Minato? Nothing can happen to him. Hinata Hayashi is no smarter than his brother. He can see what Hayashi can see. Take a look for yourself. Hinata Hayashi sighed. As for the letter, Hizashi read the whole text tremblingly and said, "How dare they? He dare not, and will not come to block our door. Should we notify the Uchiha clan? Look at this again. Nine-tailed fox, Sharingan Magatama, how is this possible? When did the Uchiha clan produce such a strong man? Madara? Isn't he dead?" Hizashi was completely confused, and couldn't figure out what was going on. The Nine-Tails was still wreaking havoc in Konoha. Minato's direct Umbu ninjas fell one after another tonight to save the lives of the Konoha villagers. The huge chakra energy fluctuations have not stopped since the Nine-Tails descended tonight. The light of the 5 escapes and the Nine-Tails were intertwined with the sky. And then the Nine-Tails was shattered with a slap. After the Uchiha senior ninja was intercepted by the root ninja, Danzo arrived. He had been wondering whether to take action now. The elite of the Uchiha clan are here today. What if they are all gone? Wouldn't the Uchiha clan be at his mercy in the future? This idea occupied Danzo's mind, and the idea was extremely tempting.